This is the Tampa Bay wallpaper installer, and this will be the third interruption that I have now overcome and retaped the video. What I'm going to do in this video is to show you how you wallpaper the inside part of the windowsill using one sheet of wallpaper to cover both the horizontal flap and the vertical flap with the same wallpaper. Okay, if you think about it, if I cut it here, I can flap this piece under. If I cut it here, I can flap the vertical piece over. Okay? But something's going to be missing. I'm going to have a piece missing. If you've ever tried to do this, you already know what I'm talking about. If you've never done it, you don't know what I'm talking about until I show you. Cut this piece. This is the smaller section we're dealing with. This is only 12 to 15 inches here, as opposed to 6 feet of vertical. So what you're going to do is piece the smaller section with a new sheet of wallpaper. But you must use the existing wallpaper to at least cover the corner and bring it onto the new sill, at least by an inch. If you do less, you will compete against shrinking, so much so that the new seam that you make will not meet up. Okay, so I'm down, I'm going to say 1.25 inches from my vertical piece. I'm going to cut it straight, okay? I'm penetrating it, I'm bringing it straight across. Okay, good. Now look what I'm talking about. Watch this. Very nice, right? You think so. But look what's happened. I don't have wallpaper here. What am I going to do? You think about that as, what would you do? If you're YouTubing this video, you're in a wallpaper project yourself perhaps, and you don't know what to do. But just think, because it'll come to you as it came to me when I thought about it. Okay, you keep thinking, and when I come back, we'll go over it together. Just think, because if you're doing wallpaper, you're going to need your imagination, okay? And you'll come up with it, because you'll say, what am I going to do? Okay, now let's get those corners stretched. We're dealing with a 90 here. I'm stretching that paper. I'm pulling on this side end. I'm pulling away from my corner, right? If your corner is sagging, get the heat gun out. Heat it up, shrink that paper, stretch it, whatever you got to do. Okay, as you're thinking about it, I'm cutting my trim pieces off, all right? I want you to think about it and tell me what you would do. Because it's not brain surgery, folks, and you can do it, okay? And all you got to do is think about it, and you'll come up with it. Trust me when I tell you. Hold on, I'm coming back to you. All right? We are here to help each other. I am here to show you, and I want you to leave comments and show me how you do it. And I want you to tell me if you do it better. Share it with me, okay? This way we can do good jobs together. I'll be right up there. I'm just trimming this piece. I'm giving you a chance to think about it. Maybe leave a comment before I give you the answer. All right? Okay, here I come. All right, now, just gonna come up and trim my other piece. I want to trim this piece because I want you to get the full effect of what's going on here. I don't want you to see all this excess. I want you to see it all trimmed out, and then you say, what are we gonna do here? All right, now watch this. Take my piece away. Now you're getting a better idea what's going on here. Like I said, if you're doing this yourself, you already know, you're waiting for the answer. But perhaps you've already thought about it as we're doing this. All right. Always keep a clean rag, wipe it down, wipe it down. I've had it lately. I need a vacation, you know. And that's all right though. It's not for the video. But let's do this. Cleaning off my surface. I'm feeling for any bubbles. I'm using my hand to feel the wallpaper. Always use bare hands if you can, because with bare hands you can feel. You always want to be able to feel this stuff underneath. People use gloves. I don't know how they use gloves. How do you feel the substrate? How do you feel bubbles? You don't. They get a little away from you and you leave them in the wall perhaps. And you also got to listen. You can also hear bubbles too as you rub this down. Okay, so far we are without bubbles. Now, look at what we got going on here. Look, I have a flap here. What did I do? Did I ruin it? This is only going to flap over 1 inch, right? This isn't even going to cover here. What's going on? I'm going to show you what's going on. And we're going to take care of this problem right now. Watch. I am now going to cut the wallpaper. There is no other way to do this, okay? When I was a young wallpaper installer, I panicked. There was nobody there to teach me what to do. I said, what do I do? God helps you with your projects. He does it. It comes to you, you ask him for help, and he gives you, he wants you to succeed in your work, to take care of your customers. All right, so here I go. I now just cut the paper so I can flap the top, okay? Watch this. Now, let me just show you a little trick, a little tricksky. All right. See that? We're gonna load up this corner. We're gonna load it up. We want a lot of glue on this corner. All right, why? Because we need it sticky. That's why. If there's an excess of glue in any of your installations, it should be around vertical and horizontal corners. Okay, very serious here. Now watch how I flap this over. I start in the middle. I put my smoother this way and I rotate it. Why? I don't want to give the wall covering any chance to go in the opposite direction. So I put it set and then I rotate it in, and it eliminates most possibility, any possibility of air coming in, okay? It eliminates all chances of that when you rotate it. So you're hugging it in the middle and you're screeding the bottom, what's underneath it to the sides. If you come like this, you're gonna miss something. This allows me, just like a hand on a clock, you go like this in the middle at the perfect 6 o'clock, and then you turn it like this, holding the bottom in place. You understand, you see how that eliminates any possibility that you would miss any of the surface, right? Okay. So now what do I got here? Look at what I have. It looks like I failed. Look at what's going on. Look at this. Now, what do I do? Well, this is going to be a long video, only because I got to find the matching pieces. So here's what I got to do. I got to take my wallpaper. I got to find this pattern right here. See? Let's see. Looks like I found it. Is this it? I found it. So I'm looking for this piece here. Look, it's right here. I'm going to cut that off right now. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can without hurting myself here. Sometimes I just forget what's up, what's down, which is the bottom, which is the top. With these patterns, they're crazy, right? Okay, now check this out. All I need is this part now. You want to get the smallest piece because you want to see real time what it looks like. Okay, so I got my piece in place. Now watch this, I'm gonna wet it because that's how you really wanna get it in place. You gotta wet it, soak it up. Sorry about it's the best I can do. I'm trying to show you what's going on, and I'm not a video person. I don't know how to edit videos or stop them, and I wish I could just pause them. I don't know how to do it. I don't. Every time I pause the video, it starts a new one. Okay, I already messed up. I forgot where I was here. Okay, now here I am. Now watch this. This is what you want to do. You want to put this on and match it in place. Put it in place because where you need the paper is going to be exactly where the paper would have fallen. You understand me? Watch this. Okay. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to start over here. Look at this. Look at this perfect matchup, my friends. I think you'll appreciate it. Okay. It's really matching up beautifully. I think you know what I'm talking about too. Right? Now, you'll understand that when the paper matches on one side, it certainly would wrap around and naturally it's going to match where it would go, right? So you see, this is a patch. You know because you just saw me do it. So we want now this paper over here. It's all we're looking to do. We're going to bring it over there now. Watch this. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Now, we got to be careful that we don't cut this, right? Now, that's going to take a little skill. Okay? First of all, how much paper we're going to need here? Actually, I shouldn't be lazy. Let me do this right. What am I looking for? A piece of metal. I'm looking for a piece of metal. Look. Watch this. Because if I cut the paper that I flapped under, I'm going to destroy it, right? Watch what I'm going to do. Check this out. I really could use a different piece of paper here. I need that. All right, I'm thinking. I need a piece of metal that fits right under here. Think for me. Help me out. Help me. Okay, look what I did. We'll put it under here. Now, I'm going to make believe I have a helper and tell him, hey, hold this in place. I don't have a helper. That's the problem. You realize what I'm doing? I'm protecting this piece of paper from getting scraped up from this blade, right? You see what I'm doing? You get the idea. You improvise at home. You do what you got to do. This is the best thing I can do in this situation. Cannot scratch that paper up there, okay? Because otherwise, the whole idea is ruined. Now, let's see how I do. Okay, folks. Look at how beautiful so far. Look. Okay, I got my new paper in place. Come on, you got to give me some credit here, right? For doing this right. What is a paper hanger? He's a crafts person. He's into crafts. I'm not, but that's what this is. You know, the copy and paste came from the crafts. All right. Now, I mean, it's also common sense. There's just no other way to do it. I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to stretch this up. My corner is not 90. It's not plumb. It's a mess. I'm stretching. Therefore, I'm quote unquote cheating. I got to cheat because I got to do this. I got to make this look right. Okay? There's a rule in wallpaper hanging. If it looks good, it's right. It's not right necessarily because it looks good. Whoa. If it looks good, it's right. It's not necessarily good because the book says it. It's only good if it looks right. And that, my friends, came from a veteran wallpaper hanger up in New Jersey who's well respected. And I respect him very much. And that's his rule. And I agree with him from my experience in wallpaper hanging. Okay, so now we got this covered. You're probably like, wow, that looks good, right? This is just what we do. Now, I gotta cut this here. I can't leave this. I gotta cut this in place because it's gotta fit in here. Now, all of this is waste. Look. This is all waste. All of this is waste here. See what I'm doing? Now, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to slice it straight down this line here, and I'm going to put this underneath the wallpaper. you got to do it. In order for it to match up properly, and then you cut it, you're going to do a double cut, and then you're going to see it's going to be seamless. You'll see. All right, let's get that over. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm doing a lot of talking here, and I got to do more than I talk. Okay. So let's just check out where we are again. I'm pulling it up. What we're going to do is install a new piece with this patch. The wallpaper's brand new. We're already doing patches. Why? Because that's what it calls for. Make sure that your paper is all lined up with the rest of the pattern, okay? This is a busy pattern. You wouldn't notice it so much if it were not on spot, but you want it on spot because you're a pro. Okay, I'm confident. Also, we're using this time to let the wallpaper soak with the glue. Okay? So I'm ready. I'm going to snap my blade. Make sure I got a nice, fresh blade. I'm going to snap it off. Oops. Nice. Okay. So we're going to come down this thing and just make a nice, fresh cut with a straight piece of metal. Oh my gosh. Don't you love bending down your knees? Isn't it lovely? Okay. Okay, where are we now? I can't even see this thing. So, okay. Do you understand what we're doing? We're creating a new seam, and there's a trick to this too. You want to get it in an area. You want to cut it where there's no pattern. If you could, in this case, we can't do it. There's pattern all over. But if you had a dot, and a dot, you go in between the dots because you have some room of play. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, in this case, you got to be perfect. You got to make sure it all matches up, and then when you cut it and you pull it apart, it's going to match perfectly. That's all. Okay, here I go. Now you gotta be on the money here with this. Where does this start? I'm gonna start right up at this edge. Here I go. You can't stop the blade. Once you start it, you gotta keep going, okay? All right, Chico. Let's go. Lucky. You're lucky, Spencer. Okay, man. Okay, now, I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, that's good. Do the same thing this way. I know this seems complicated, but if you just watch what I'm doing, you understand it. Okay, folks. This is now off. This is now garbage. All right? So now what do I have here? I have two pieces. One of them has to go. One of them has to go. And that's going to be the one underneath. So this part is ready to, it's cut. I just have to make my slice here. And that's it, we're good. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to make this cut right above this dark diamond. It's less conspicuous. If the dark diamond doesn't match up by a 64th of an inch, it's better that no color doesn't match up. Do you know what I mean? It's less conspicuous. So that's the point of that. Okay, I'm pushing that in. I got the blade in there. I can't let go. I got it in there. Nice. I see my cut here. Okay, folks, I'm almost done here. Nice and sharp. Done. Now, okay. Telling you. Okay. Scrap. This piece is coming out. The piece that was on initially, it's coming out. I got a new piece here. You see that? These two are identical. This is going, or I could keep it. And this is staying. Because this is perfectly cut. I could use that other one, but I'd have to trim it. This is trimmed. I just trimmed this piece. Now you see, right? Okay. Now you get it, right? I know you understand it because it's very difficult to explain. It's easy to watch. You can do this too, okay? You can do it. And you will do it, and you will be good at it. Because you're going to put your heart into it, and you're going to figure it out. You're going to make it beautiful. I'm not. You're the one doing it. And all you need to do is see a little help. And then you're going to do it with your hands. And you're going to make it beautiful that way I just did. Okay? Now I'm going to bring you over here. I'm doing it so that I make it nice for you, so that you can look over it and examine my work and judge my work. Because I'm offering this as a teaching tool, and it's got to be good enough for you. You like it? Good. No need to go on any further. We're going to do the same thing up here, okay? You can do this. I want you to do it. You try it at home. If you fail, rip it down again, put a new piece up. Don't give up. You can do this. It's one of the most difficult tasks in wallpaper. It's one of the most confusing, but you can do it, all right? This is Spencer, the Tampa Bay wallpaper installer, coming to you from Tampa, Florida. Do me a favor, click on like, and then subscribe to my channel, and then I will share with you the tricks of the trade on future videos. Thank you. See you on the next one. Spencer's 813-666-7002.